Next up, talking about effectively scaling transformational biology into commercial products, we have Nicole Richards, CEO of Allonnia. Welcome, Nicole. Thanks for coming.
It's so great being here, and this is my kind of crowd. You don't want to leave the party until it's over, so thank you. What I want you to leave here with is 3 emotions. I want you to be scared, I want you to be optimistic, and I want you to be motivated. And I want you to be scared because what I'm talking about and what Allonnia is doing is working on environmental challenges. And when we look at the world around us, we're running out of time to solve these problems, and that's a scary situation to be in. I want you to be motivated because I think we can all make change, and those changes are going to have a significant impact. And I want you to be optimistic because there are companies like Allonnia that are solving some of these problems. So in the next 4.5 minutes, hopefully you'll experience all of these things. And so at Allonnia, we believe that waste is a failure of imagination. In nature, nothing is wasted. Nature is the original innovator, and it recycles everything in its own system. And so we take a lot of our inspiration and starting points from things that exist in nature. And so when we look at our beautiful world, and we had astronauts, how crazy is that this week? They're looking at this world through that lens, through this macro scale, and what a beautiful world we have. And as we start to zoom in, we start to see the impact that industry has had on our planet. And it is polluting our land and waterways like the man-made chemical 1,4-dioxane. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about today, which is what Allonnia is focused on solving. One of the things. And so we start, as I said, with nature. So if you look at a very micro scale from what we just looked at, a teaspoon of soil contains more organisms than there are people on Earth. And in this teaspoon of soil are solutions. And so what we're doing is looking through these billions of clues to find the solutions to particular problems that are needed to be solved. And so the process that we use in Allonnia is this 3-step process. First, it's the discovery. What exists oftentimes in nature that is starting to solve the problem that we need, whether it be degrading a contaminant or breaking certain bonds. That's that bioinformatics, that's that starting point. Sometimes that's good enough. Oftentimes, that then needs to be engineered in some way, either evolved or engineered to enable that solution to come to the full potential, and then deployed into the system and really scale it from there. And so what we are looking at is 3 areas. One is in the metals and mining space and focused on valorization of waste, and also mining sustainability efforts. The second area is in plastics upcycling, and the third is environmental and immediate contaminants, remediation of industrial contaminants. And that's the one I want to just focus a few minutes on. So we are now ready to wage war on waste, starting with the chemical that I mentioned earlier, 1,4-dioxane. 1,4-dioxane is a problem because it's a chemical compound that's been used in manufacturing since the 1950s. It's found in our groundwater, it's found in our land, it's found in our products. And according to the NIH, it could be found in up to 20% of our drinking water, and it causes significant human health hazards. 18 states in the US have regulated this, but it's been difficult to treat. Until now. What Allonnia is working on is 1,4-destroy. It's the product that we're launching. And so we have a natural organism that degrades 1,4-dioxane. This is the application that it actually goes into. It's a stainless steel container that contains these organisms that's deployed into the contaminated site. It metabolizes 1,4-dioxane naturally and turns it into CO2 and water to treat these contaminated sites. We're up to 99% efficiency now. We are now starting the process. We're deploying this today. This is the product that we launched this week. We are also in the process of engineering that so that we can trace it, but also to improve the efficiency for those sites that want to use it and have it work faster. It's part of how we're scaling our technology. So when we think about how do we scale this technology and how do we scale our platform, it's really through these 4 areas that we're working on: biotransformer, biodegrader, biocapture, and sensor. And just very briefly, transformer is taking something that's waste and turning it into value, degrading a polymer or a plastic like a polyurethane and upcycling it into a raw material. Degrading is taking something that's harmful and turning it into something safe. PFAS, 1,4-dioxane, toxic chemicals, emerging contaminants like that. Capture is taking something that's hidden and making it visible. Metals upcycling is an example of that. And finally, biosensor, which is identifying something that can be seen so that it can be treated. So those are the areas that Allonnia is excited and working on. And we're really taking this and scaling it into several different applications. So these 4 platforms are why we're very excited about what the future holds and what the potential transformational biology has to solve the problems that we have today. So hopefully you're scared, motivated, and optimistic and interested in learning more about what we're doing. If so, please reach out, and thank you. Thank you for staying with the party, and I appreciate you being here.